What's going on, everyone? Mets Talk with Hayden J here. What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone is doing extremely well. We got 13 people in the chat. Please, everyone, give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more great New York Mets and baseball content. Obviously, hopefully you guys did catch my other stream, my two past streams the other day where I recorded the Pete Alonso walk-off reaction, as well as the New York Mets and Atlanta Braves comeback in the 8th inning of Game 1. Sorry, my voice is a little hoarse. I'm not sure why, but we have a great video, a great stream locked up for tonight. 15 people in the chat. Love to see it, everyone. A ton of crazy stuff going on in the land of the Mets. Unfortunately, I just saw that that Jacob deGrom is being shut down for another 2 weeks. Pretty unfortunate. You never like to see it, but you know what? You gotta believe. You gotta be confident that hopefully the Mets could start to wake up. But in today's stream, we're going to be going over the New York Mets and Atlanta Braves series summary and the New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers series preview, which is tonight. Going to be crazy, 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 especially going into these next 2 weeks. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are too. Smash that like button, and we're going to get into it. So in terms of Tuesday, obviously this like whole, kabobble of what happened during the game was really, really, really weird. Obviously you simply enough had, you had one of the first games canceled because of the rain and the postponements and yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to try to explain this to the best of my abilities. I'm probably going to butcher all of the dates wrong, but in terms of Tuesday's game, and we'll do that for the days that it should have been played on. In terms of Tuesday's game, yes, I was right. We'll play it on Wednesday. The Mets won 8-7. We had Carlos Carrasco, sorry about that, on the bump for the New York Mets. Mets won 8-7. We had Cookie Carrasco on the bump. Only pitched an inning due to, the rain delay. Allowed 4 hits, 4 runs were earned, and he allowed a walk. Not the best start for Cookie Carrasco. Obviously, the game was reconvened as a 9-inning game because it already started. So we had Rich Hill continue that game onwards. Rich Hill on to pitch 3 solid innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. We saw his curveball, the 90-mile-per-hour curveball, really, really, really was on point. Something always goes with Hill. He's old. He's 41. Obviously, he'll start off solid. Then towards the later half of the game, he'll start to slump. That's my biggest reason on why I'm really hoping that he can be in the bullpen following. So he can only go 2 innings, and that's all they'll need in him. So nothing too crazy with that. He was getting a lot of whiffs, though, later on. Obviously, the bullpen was pretty clean. The bullpen was definitely taxed. We had Familia, Castro, Smith, May, who was eligible for the win, and then Edwin Diaz for his 24th save. In terms of the offense was pretty solid. The offense, we had an RBI double by Dominic Smith. We had a RBI single by Jeff McNeil, an RBI ground out by Michael Conforto, an RBI double from both J.D. Davis and Pete Alonso. So always, always, always great to see those 2 guys doing something. And then obviously we had an RBI single from Michael Conforto. Obviously Conforto was a guy who was slumping, so you want to see Conforto get hot. We had a sac fly from VR, and we had Brandon Drury, who got the BABIP single, who I was live for to record that. So that was game 1. Mets were able to get stuff going. In terms of game 2, 7-inning doubleheader. The Mets won 4-1. We had Marcus Stroman on the bump, 5.1 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. We saw the splitter slider walk really worked. It splitted well. When you see Stroman's ground ball to fly ball ratio favoring the ground ball more, that's when you say it's working and that you have the defense to back you up, which has been a little issue in the past for Marcus Stroman. We had Aaron Loup come in for 0.2 innings pitched. So that was pretty good to see out of Aaron Loup. He did get out of a 1-out bases loaded jam. Effective, sinker killer, really works, and he kills left-handed batters. And then we had Edwin Diaz who came in for his 25th save of the year. And then in terms of the offense, it was pretty quiet for the most part. But the only guy really to do something offensively was Brandon Nimmo. It was the Nimmo show. He had a 3-run homer to lead things off. And then obviously he had an RBI single later on. So that was game 2 of the 7-inning doubleheader. Quite eventful, I will say. Game 3, the New York Mets won 5-4. We had Trevor Williams, who made his Mets debut, who honestly pitched up to my expectations. Honestly, beyond my expectations. 4.1 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. We saw his strikes were in the strike zone. His speed and velocity was changing throughout the game, so that's pretty interesting to see. His slider was effective. Everything went pretty good for Williams. I personally would have let him go a little bit longer, but you know what? You want to let him graduate into this rotation a bit more. Seth Lugo came in, 1.2 innings pitched, allowed a walk, 2 strikeouts. We had Trevor May come in, only retired 1 batter. He got into a huge jam, could not save the game. 3 earned runs, 2 hits, a walk, a strikeout. He got very fatigued and tired. 30 pitch count, not the best start for May. But luckily, the Mets were able to go into extras and win it. Obviously, in terms of the offense, J.D. Davis hit a double. James McCann hit an RBI ground out. We had Jonathan Villar, who got a 2-home run to literally dead center. So that is something that I really like to see. Players hit home runs to dead center. Not very easy to do, I will say that. Was it like 400 feet at least? And then obviously the grand finale of things that I was live for. Hopefully you guys saw all my reaction. My reactions are incredible. Pete Alonso hit a walk-off solo home run for his 25th of the year. This walk-off was crazy because I didn't really know what was going on. I mean, my screen froze, and then I saw it tuck through the foul pole, and I was like, yo, what's going on? Is it foul? Is it fair? So I was super, super really confused. So, yeah, pretty interesting to see. Obviously, the Nationals, they put on a marvelous fight. Don't get me wrong, the Nationals, I know we have some Nationals fans in the chat. Awesome fight. I will say this in terms of the Nationals. I think the Nationals definitely will be back to competing in a year or two. I'm really surprised the Nationals kind of made the moves they made at the deadline. I really thought the Nationals would have kept Trey Turner. Obviously, it shows, well, are they going to compete next year then? And I really felt, if the Nationals, you have Trey Turner, you have Juan Soto, you have Scherzer. If you get like a solid, if you get like at least one more bat, and maybe a couple arms in the bullpen, you're going to be pretty good. So a little surprising the Nationals made some of those moves at the deadline. I will say that. But yeah, that was the Mets and Nationals series. Mets get a very needed sweep that was in dire for this team. But now getting into the huge show, the huge thing we are going to be talking about is the Mets and Dodgers series. This is going to be huge. The Mets are playing, I think it's like Dodgers, Giants. So this is going to be a huge, huge series to come ahead. And honestly, I think this will determine the Mets season later ahead. So getting in terms of tonight's game, Friday's game, we have Julio Urias on the bump for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 13-3 on the season. 3.41 ERA and has 144 strikeouts. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I will say that is pretty good. His fastball is, he's a light throwing guy, a light fastball. His curveball, it's kind of like a horizontal. I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with geometry, but like a horizontal slurve kind of, if you want to call it that. He is very good with pickoff, so do not get too far off the base, Jonathan Villar, from Urias on the bump. In terms of the Mets, we will have Tyler McGill on the bump for the New York Mets. Tyler McGill is 1-2 on the season, 3.20 ERA. He's starting to collapse a little bit. Nothing too crazy. 48 strikeouts. I think if he limits that pitch count and he uses his slider as his put-away pitch, he could easily be a very effective pitcher for years to come, I really do believe. So that is game one. In terms of game two, which is tomorrow, Saturday at 7:10, we will have Walker Buehler on the bump. This is going to be another crazy game. We have Walker Buehler coming on the bump, who's 12-2 on the season, 2.13 ERA, 152 strikeouts. He limits whiffs. He limits that contact. He has velocity and spin rate that is elite. He limits walks. He has a cocktail of pitches, as I like to refer to, the pitch cocktail. He throws the four-seamer, which the Mets need to get on. He throws the changeup, the slider, the whole cocktail of pitches. Against Taijuan Walker, who is coming off of a big of a slump. 7-7 on the season, 3.89 ERA, with 102 strikeouts. Like we said, he is struggling. His last start, he struggled early on, but he was able to retire 11 out of the 12 following batters in the Philadelphia order. Obviously, it is safe to say he is giving up a lot of hard contact, pretty much in result to him having less of a grip on his two-seamer, which definitely didn't give up the long ball as much. So that's going to be something we're going to have to look at with Taijuan Walker. And then in terms of game three, the final game of this series, it'll be on ESPN. And what do the Mets do on ESPN and national TV? They blow it. Game three will be on Sunday, ESPN at 7 o'clock. Fingers crossed we do something. Max Scherzer will be on the bump for the I'm used to saying Washington Nationals, but Los Angeles Dodgers. 9-4 on the season, though. 2.67 ERA and 163 strikeouts. He gets barreled a lot, but he's just deadly overall with what he does. He's very effective, and he just does everything he really needs to do as a pitcher. This will be his first start as a Los Angeles Dodger against the New York Mets. The Mets have faced him as a former division rival, so hopefully he can get something done. And then obviously on the bump for the New York Mets, we will have Carlos Carrasco, who does not quite have a record yet for the Mets. This is in terms of his Mets record, 0-0 record, 6.75 ERA, and 9 strikeouts. He's pretty solid. I mean, we're seeing good early signs from him. Limiting the walks, the hard contact is low. He's getting barreled less, and the whiffs are less. So something you like to see out of a pitcher who, is a veteran and he's recovering an injury. So that's something you like to see out of a pitcher like Carlos Carrasco. But this series will not be a joke. Obviously, looking at the Dodgers record, 69-46 record. That's pretty solid. They are second in the league for runs scored. They are second in the league for on-base percentage, and they are 8th in the league for slugging. So this offense, this lineup got even better adding Trey Turner. So this is going to be very, very, very concerning for the Mets. Pitching is pretty much first in every single category. ERA, or if you want to go into deep sabermetrics, FIP, yada, 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 go ahead. You have a hot Max Muncy, both Justin and Trey Turner are hot. You have Bellinger, who is starting to heat up. I don't know. This series is going to be very, very, very concerning for the Mets. They got to get something rolling, and I'm hoping they can. I'm really hoping they can. And that's really all we could ask for. Hopefully the lineup is up by now, so we will take a little look-see at that. But we got 13 people in the chat. I appreciate everyone for tuning in as always. Before we look into tonight's lineup, drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, share this channel with your friends. If you have to make an account for your dog, please do. So in terms of tonight's lineup, let me Google it. Tonight's lineup on Twitter. Let's take a look-see. Twitter. Please stand by. Obviously, I think from what I've heard, it does not look good. So tonight's lineup for the Mets will be Brandon Nimmo leading off, Pete Alonso batting second, Brandon Drury batting third. Okay. J.D. Davis batting fourth, Jonathan Villar batting fifth, James McCann, Pilar, Almora, McGill. I don't know if I'm misreading this or if it's not a troll, it's Tacoma. Yeah, Quinn, I'm going to agree with you, man. Tonight's lineup is just a no. I don't know. I really don't know what to say. You're putting Albert Arm. Well, listen, I understand Albert Armora Jr. had a nice little time in Miami, but this is the Dodgers, not the Marlins. Not super thrilled with this lineup, guys. I am gonna say that. Not super thrilled with this lineup. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this lineup. So yeah, if you guys have any thoughts about it, let me know what you guys think of tonight's lineup. From most people, it's pretty much a no. I don't really know what's going on with tonight's lineup. I don't know why you would bat VR. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Maybe the Mets have solid number. But yeah, so that's all we got for the stream for the New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers series preview, the New York Mets and the Atlanta Braves series summary. We got 13 people in the chat. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. We are going to go over some comments and questions. So if anyone does have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. This is going to be a huge series to come ahead. We'll just say this is going to be a huge series ahead. Will this determine the Mets, season ahead? I don't know about that, but I'll tell you, we have 14 days or 16 days with the Mets and Dodgers, Mets and Giants, Mets and Dodgers, and Mets and Giants. Home, away. So yeah, we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. It's gonna be time, but yeah. So let's get into these comments. Galapagos, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in to the stream as always. Quentin, what's going on, man? Cubs Nation. Ashley, good vibes. Yes. Alyssa, Hayden, how excited did you get? Oh, I was very, very, very excited, Alyssa, during Pete Alonso's home run. It was, I don't know if you saw the reaction, but I was excited. I jumped out of the chair. I was like, let's go. I was excited. I'm sure you could tell. John, what's going on? AB, what's going on, man? I appreciate everyone for tuning into the chat, you guys. LFGM or whatever your team is. Devin, what's going on? Alexander. Yes, unfortunately, that is unfortunate. DeGrom was shut down for 2 weeks. To be honest with you guys, I honestly forgot about DeGrom. As unfortunate and probably a fake Mets fan I sound, I kind of really whoops. We're getting Noah Syndergaard back shortly, so hopefully that issue will be taken care of shortly. I think we're having some technical issues. Stand by for 1 minute. Yeah, little technical issues, which that happens. But yeah, please everyone, if you can, give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. I think we are having a little technical issues, so I'm gonna leave my camera like this so my screen doesn't freeze much longer. I don't know, we're having some technical issues. Definitely a pain in the ass, but you know what? Questions or concerns, I will get into those. All right, hopefully it is back. I apologize, everyone, about that. Let me know in the chat if everything is looking fine. Let me know how everything's working. Hopefully everything should be back. Yep, everything looks back on my screen. Apologize about that, everyone. Yes, Devin, what's going on, man? Alexander, what's going on, buddy? Yes, I read that. Devin, what's going on? Yeah, I'm not super sure what was up with that lineup. I don't know if an off day is a thing. I mean, looking at it, you simply have. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this lineup. To be honest with you guys, this lineup does not very look in my suiting. Terrible lineup. Yeah, Boomer, you are right, my friend. Terrible lineup. Terrible lineup. Louis. Yeah, and I really question. I feel everyone's been kind of hard on Rojas. And to be honest, I am going to defend Rojas for once. I feel Rojas is maybe not the one to push after this after all. I think maybe we have to start blaming the analytical department, because I feel Rojas takes a lot of his knowledge and a lot of his moves from the analytical department. So I don't know. I feel bad constantly blaming Rojas because I feel a lot of it comes from the analytical department. It's not like back in the day where you had Bobby Valentine, who, was kind of the manager and a player's manager, and he pretty much went on the field and pretty much made the moves that was going on. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But we got 17 people in the chat. That's what I love to see. Please, everyone, if you can, give this video a like, comment, subscribe. 17 people in the chat. That's what I like to see. Puerto Rican boy, what's going on, man? Alexander, hope you're doing well. Let's go Mets. I'm amped up for this upcoming series. The next 4 series will determine the Mets. Yes and no. I mean, obviously we have a full other month continuing for the Mets. So obviously I'm not panicking. I'm hoping we could at least try to win 2 series out of the 4 or at least split it. As long as we don't get, swept, win one, and then get swept. That would suck, but I'm hoping we could start to get something going. Garlo, what's going on, man? Waiting. Christopher, Karen, what's going on? Baseball is my air. I was at game 2 of yesterday's game and saw Pete Alonso hit a home run. Damn, I wish I was you. You want to trade places and go on a time machine? That's pretty cool. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Hopefully you had good. Hopefully you saw it good. I mean, regardless, it was a great game. I was excited, and I was 1,000 miles away. What's going on? DeGrom, yes, unfortunately, DeGrom is shut down. That is very unfortunate. From MLB Take Line. Urias, Buehler, Scherzer this weekend. Winning 1 of 3 is very rarely seen as a good thing for a contending team, but it might be for the Mets this weekend. Yeah, MLB Take Line, you bring a very good point there. You never know. I mean, the Mets always play good against, good teams and bad against bad teams. The Mets and Dodgers, like I said last year, or in 2019 in this scenario, the Mets played pretty well against the Dodgers, who were in first place. Out of 6 games, we won 2 out of 6, but everyone's like, 2 out of 6, that's terrible. Well, no, Edwin Diaz blew 2 of them. So that's technically, if Diaz did his job, or if we had, someone who would have been an automatic 1, 2, 3 out, well, that would have been 4 games out of 6 against a playoff team. So I think that's honestly pretty good. Yeah, Julio Urias, Buehler, and Scherzer, that's going to be a crazy matchup. You have an elite offense. Just overall, the Dodgers are an elite team. Offensively, defensively, on the base paths. Dave Roberts, I'm not super crazy with him. I'd rather a guy like Tingler or someone else, but he's doing something to this ball club because they're winning. So point is he's getting the job done. But you're right, dude. This is going to be a crazy series for the Mets to come. Mr. Cool, I like that. I like that profile picture, man. I like it. Very, very interesting. Jay, what's going on, man? Our loyal Nationals fan. Good, great series though. With the Mets and Nationals. I hope you enjoyed it regardless of the outcome. It was still a great ball game. Especially yesterday's game was very exciting. I'm sure you were excited when May was on the mound. LFG, I'm Michael Boomer. Yeah, I'll tell you this. Soto has been elite. I mean, it comes to the point where the Mets, they don't even want to throw him strikes. I mean, it's kind of like the thing with Baez. They don't even want to throw him strikes because he is just being so deadly and he's hitting the ball. Whether he's getting walks, base hits, BABIP, home runs. He's just been elite. Christopher, I can't wait for the game tonight. Friday night game. I have. Yeah, dude, pop a beer, pop a cold one. Definitely got to do that. Pete Alonso's on a roll. Yeah, Nick Alonso. He had a pretty calm last week. I'm not going to kill him for it. Obviously, players, they have a down week. But Alonso has been destroying the ball. One thing I wanted to point out, if I could pull it up, if not, I won't. But there was an interesting stat of all of the exit velocities on Pete Alonso's hits from the National Series. 110.4, 108.8, 108.0, 107.4, 106.4, and 86.4. So this dude just has so much raw power, and it's just coming to a point where it's not even funny. It's astonishing that this dude just has so much power, and that's why I don't mind Pete Alonso taking hacks at a lot of pitches, because he'll just kill a ball with no mercy. But yeah, I agree with you, Nick. He's on a roll. He really is. Zach, not too cool. YouTube, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning in. I love Stroman. Yeah, Stroman hopefully could try to be the guy he claims to be shortly. Stroman is probably one of my favorite pitchers, even as a Royals fan. Yeah, I mean, Stroman obviously is a great pitcher. I'm hoping he could really try to show himself who he claims to be. He claims to be this Cy Young pitcher, all-star pitcher like he was, with the Blue Jays. And, well, we haven't really seen much of that. So I'm hoping he could start to turn the corner. He's been a little inconsistent. He kind of slowed down in the second half, but I'm really hoping he could start to show something coming ahead. And I really think Stroman, if he can get, the splitter slider and, properly, if he can get that ground ball to strikeout ratio in effect, and of course the ground ball ratio to fly ball ratio, it'll be good. But we got 20 people in the chat. If you guys are new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate it. Yeah, 20 people. That's pretty good. That's what I like to see. A ton of people excited for tonight's game. Marco, what's going on? Did you see the 2020 schedule is up for baseball? I did see that. The Mets, for the most part, have a pretty solid schedule. I'm just glad they're not playing any cold teams in April. We saw how that was with the Chicago and Colorado. Killed the players' defense. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting to see. So I did take a little look. We are playing the AL West in terms of add a division. And then, obviously, we are playing, same teams, Dodgers, Yankees, Braves, Phillies. So that'll be pretty cool, honestly, to see. I think it's going to be a good schedule for the most part from what I've seen. Hopefully we don't have like back-to-back, weeks of Dodgers, Giants, Dodgers, Giants. Let's go Nationals. Yeah, I mean, hope, for you, I suppose. My reaction was awesome. Yeah, my reactions are always awesome. I mean, whether it's me flipping something or jumping up from excitement. Hayden, you need to wear that Lucky Alonso jersey. Yeah, I'm rocking it now. I am rocking it. Everyone have your lucky whatever all hands on deck. Yep, we got the Alonso jersey. Let's go, guys. We got the Alonso jersey kicking in. We're going to try to get something out of this series. Mr. Cool. Yeah, Jay doesn't like Mr. Cool's profile picture because it's two different. We have Juan Soto as a National, Juan Soto as a Met. Yeah, he doesn't like his profile picture. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Do you think Conforto is waking up? I do think Conforto is slightly starting to wake up, and I think I know why Conforto is waking up. I'm going to tell you all why Michael Conforto is waking up. There's one reason Conforto is waking up, and it's a good reason. It's a good reason. You guys are going to like it. Just stand by for a minute. I'm going to pull it up. It's going to take maybe 2 seconds to load because my internet likes to take 20 years. So give me a second for it to load. Just stand by. My Twitter doesn't want to load. All right, hopefully you guys can hear it. So ever since I said this, Conforto has been balling. Here. All right, so hopefully you guys heard that. It was pretty much just me saying, Conforto, you're getting a qualifying offer. Steve's not paying you. So that was pretty much what I said for Michael Conforto. And ever since then, he really started to wake up. So yeah, hopefully I am, to an extent, slightly responsible for Michael Conforto and his success going ahead. But yeah, Michael, what's going on? J500 team next year, contender in 23. Yeah, I think the Nationals definitely have a strong possibility. I mean, like I said, I was surprised they made the big moves at the deadline. I honestly thought they were like this close to really being successful. I mean, don't look at the record. Don't look at the standings. You look at the guys you have. I mean, you made the small moves in acquiring Schwarber, which turned out to be a big move when he came back healthy. So, yeah, obviously it's going to be something ahead for the Mets and the Nationals. And I think the Nationals have a solid history. I mean, I'm excited for Carter Kieboom. He's the one like non-Mets prospect I'm pretty infatuated with. So, yeah, hopefully Kieboom could be a nice little addition for them. Pete Alonso has been a monster, Gio. You're right. Logan, what's going on? Are the Mets turning the corner? Yeah, Jack in the Box. I think the Mets are really, really, really starting to turn the corner quite well, I think. Simply enough that the Mets are starting to hit. I don't want to be too serious with the Mets because it was against the Nationals. But you never know. I think it's a possibility this could just at least help the Mets offense. It could show the Mets offense that they're here to show what they could do, that they could get some time on the base paths. They could start to get some hits. So I think it was pretty good just overall to see the Mets take it out. Yeah, okay, sure, it was the Nationals, but still, I mean, it's a Major League Baseball team. That's the point. It's a Major League Baseball team. So I don't really care if. Yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, you say it was a AAA team. Juan Soto, I mean, that pretty much make up the team at this rate. But I mean, hey, a team's a team. I mean, regardless, they're a team. Jed Carson, what's going on, man? Yeah, Mets need to get back in first place. I believe they're 0.5 games back. So with the win tonight, 2 L's for Philly, we'll be back up there. Let's go. Absolutely. Pete will homer tonight. All right, Andrew. Andrew, I'm taking that. Andrew. Hopefully, Pete Alonso does homer tonight. That is my expectation, is that Pete Alonso hits a home run. I am going to say it, and Andrew's going to say it. Pete Alonso's hitting a home run. Take a picture of the chat. But to where? That's where the question is. Where will the home run land? Left, right, dead center, left center. Where is it going to land? The Mets are punting their first game. Look at the lineup. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this lineup, to be honest. I don't know what to say. Yeah, I think DeGrom's not coming back. I think they were hiding this all along. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, setbacks are pretty popular. They happen. I honestly don't know. I really don't know. Setbacks are they're common. They happen. But I don't know. Listen, DeGrom's DeGrom. He knows his body well. He's getting older. He's throwing harder. For him to go out there and throw it extremely hard, he's obviously going to get hurt more. So I just don't know overall. Hopefully DeGrom can get back soon. Garlo, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Hayden, I think we got to believe the Mets always play good against. Yeah, I said this before. The Mets play good against good teams and bad against the bad teams. LGM. Yeah, man, I agree. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, listen, I understand, a lot of people weren't super big on Pete Alonso's positive comments. I get that. But, I think it comes to the point where, people are saying, oh, you got to be positive. You got to start being happy. Yeah, I'll be positive and happy when this team could hit fastballs because, let's be realistic. Brett Beatty and Francisco Alvarez could probably hit a fastball better than our current guys who are making millions opposed to thousands. I will be happy when we don't swing at the first pitch. That is when I will be happy, is when we don't swing at the first pitch and we could hit a fastball. So, it was against the Nationals, so I'm not super thrilled on the offense production that we saw. Keep in mind, in terms of Game 2, it was only Nimmo that did everything. Otherwise, everything was quiet. But yesterday's game was showing something. Mets will get swept by the Dodgers. Frustrated Mets fan. Well, I could see your point, man. I could see your point, and I hope they don't. I really do. Ivan Dose, what's going on, man? Michael, hope you're doing well. They're going to be Let's Go Dodgers chants at Citi Field. Yeah, you never know. When I was at Lone Depot Park, there were Let's Go Mets chants. What's going on, guys? Connor, what's going on? Devin, all I speak is facts. You know that. That is true. Turner and Betts are out. Betts was placed on the IL. I saw the other day for like some hip something, and Turner is out too. So those are two good things. Like Quentin said, today's lineup is just a no. Yeah, I agree. Stand with your team no matter. Yeah, listen, that's true, Karen. I think regardless of the team, you have Orioles fans. How do you think Orioles fans feel? Tigers fans. Takes time, and then it's worth it one day. Sorry, I got a lot of. You like your profile picture? Very nice, very nice. Yo, we are in second place from the Phillies. We can't even lose to the Dodgers. Well, Logan, I like the positive energy, and I hope so. I hope we could beat the Dodgers. That's my goal. You have a half a game back of the Phillies. You are playing the best team in baseball. You have a left-handed pitching against you, and you have the best of the league's hitters against lefties. Off day, BS. Yeah, I'm assuming you're referring to Dom Smith, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with Dom, and Dom took some okay reps yesterday. He did take some okay reps the last couple of days. You notice Baez isn't in the lineup, so maybe that's not too bad. Jay, I appreciate you tuning in, man. Best luck to your Nationals. Let's see, who are the Nationals playing tonight? Let's take a look-see at who are the Washington Nationals playing tonight. Let's just look at MLB. How about that? Nationals will be playing the Braves. Okay, so you never know. Braves are hot, but they could brave up. Yeah, I mean, I think they could at least win one game of the series. I think. I mean, well, that rotation, you never know. They could win one. I'm hoping. Thoughts on Alonso? Yeah, Quinn. Alonso has just been overall elite this week. He's really been just showing himself. He's swinging the bat better. He's taking every pitch better. He's relaxing with the breaking balls in the dirt, which really resulted in strikeouts for him. Yeah, just overall, Alonso has just been extremely better. Even defensively, he's calmed down. So yeah, I think it's honestly just going to be much better for Pete Alonso ahead. And the Mets will still crush the Phillies. We'll say, the Phillies are the Phillies. That's all we could say. Yeah, pretty unfortunate for DeGrom. Yes, I was celebrating like a kid. I get very excited, yes. Zach, what's going on, man? I appreciate you tuning back in. I hope you're doing well, man. Yeah, black jerseys tonight, Kobe. I'm excited. The black jerseys will be very cool tonight. I'm excited. I am very, very, very excited for the black jerseys. And I think it's great for the Mets to do this. The teams don't typically, I mean, it's nice. We all know I'm a big jersey collector. I think it's nice the Mets will be bringing back the black jerseys tonight, especially against the Los Angeles Dodgers. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. So yeah. 33 likes. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, we have 15 people in the chat. If you guys can give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more great New York Mets and baseball content. And yeah, hopefully, each like could represent a win tonight for the New York Mets for the rest of the season. So hopefully the Mets can get something rolling. Sorry, my mouse froze. Great stream. I appreciate it, Quentin. Some spam. GM, yes. Facts. Devin, all I speak is facts. We'll skip down. I kind of skipped a lot of people. Devin. If Conforto becomes World Series MVP, will you take all the credit? Not saying it's likely, of course. I will take all the credit. I will make my Instagram bio include fixed Michael Conforto. Hayden, Edwin Diaz, Alonso. What the heck? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yes, I could see that. LFGM, yes. Bryce Harper's hitting home run tonight. All right, so we got an Alonso call for a home run and a Harper call for a home run. So let's see what else people could take. What's going on? Z Sports Cards. You hate Javier Baez? Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't super excited about the Baez signing, to be honest. At first I was, and then I kind of looked at some of the numbers deeply. Yeah, I don't know why Elmore is batting. I'll tell you this: he got like 3 of the 8 hits in Miami, so. But that's also against Miami. You dislike Baez, to be honest? Yeah, I could see why. 38 likes, awesome. Yes, yeah, Wheeler could definitely be a great contender for the Cy Young. I think he is probably in the top 2 or 3 for right now. When was the last? Oh, I misread that. When was the last time they wore black jerseys? The Mets. When was the last time? Let's take a look. See, I want to say it was like 2013, 2012, maybe. I think it may have been 2012. Let's take a look. See. Yes, it was 2012. 2012 was the last time they wore the black jerseys. LFGM, I appreciate it. What time is the game? The game tonight will be at 7. Will be at 7:10. Oh no, I think he was meaning like when was the last time they wore black jerseys for like. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like when was the last time they wore black jerseys like regardless of 2021. But yeah, they wore it against the Reds for their debut, and then they will be wearing it for the second time tonight. Yeah, I thought I misconceived the question. I thought you were talking about when was the last time they wore it like past when they wore it in the early teens. But yeah, please everyone, if you can, if anyone else has any more comments, questions, or concernings, give this video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more great New York Mets and baseball content. Great attendance in the chat today. I think we had a high of like 23 people, and we are currently at 14. So that's always good to see everyone rolling out in the chat. Great dialect in the chat, as always. I'm checking Twitter. Nothing seems to be new. Everyone's a little bummed about the DeGrom news, which is very rational. And yeah, that's really all I got to share with you guys. If anyone else has any more comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to drop them below in regards to the Mets and Nationals series summary and the New York Mets and Los Angeles Dodgers series preview. And then obviously going ahead, we're going to have some stuff with DeGrom, of course. But yeah, hopefully a lot of guys are getting healthy. We'll get Syndergaard back, and hopefully our pitching can hold down. But yeah, I appreciate it, Alexander. Are you streaming the game? To be honest with you, probably not. Usually I only stream games when we are in an extra inning opportunity for a walk-off. So if the Mets go tonight and they're in the bottom of the 9th and maybe they're down a run and you have a runner on first and third with no outs, maybe I'll tune it on. So yeah, so always that's why I turn on those post notifications so you guys never miss any content from me, streams, all that great stuff. Who do I think is going to win tonight? I'm hoping the Mets. Realistically, I think we're probably going to take 1 out of 3. I think 1 out of 3 will be efficient tonight. Enough. Hopefully we can win tonight's game. That's all we could ask for. But yeah, otherwise, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. We're probably going to call it a stream. Let me just do one little check on social media, see if anything like drastic has happened. With injuries, obviously the lineup is up. Pretty much, they said the earliest DeGrom could return now is mid-September, but it's very likely he's in jeopardy. And honestly, my thing is that if DeGrom's not even if the Mets aren't going to be contending this year, if we lose all the series and go on a losing spree against these next 14 games, don't even use DeGrom. I mean, it comes to a point is save him for when we need him. Don't fry him up and burn him out more. So yeah, that's the way I'm going to approach it. So we're just going to have to wait and see. But yeah, otherwise, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Any more comments, questions, or concerns, please feel free to drop them below. Nothing really crazy in terms of new content, Kobe. Nothing really crazy in terms of that. Obviously, if any big news happens, no hitter, of course, I'll talk about that. But nothing crazy. Trade deadline is over. And yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Gonna call it a stream here. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I see Pete Alonso just posted something on Instagram. I get the notification. Let's see. Oh, very nice. Good for Pete. But yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Please drop that like, comment, and subscribe. We're doing well on the channel, getting a lot of new people on the streams. Till next time, baseball fans. See ya.